Hey there everybody, I'm Pete Burak and you're watching Cathlist. There's one lady who the Catholic Church holds in higher esteem than any other, and she of course is the Blessed Virgin Mary, or as I like to call her, the BVM. We're tight. We use many titles to honor Mary. They're beautiful and a lot of them make sense. Cause of our joy, help of Christians, Queen of Heaven, full of grace. A lot of them come from the Litany of Loreto, a list of petitions to Mary written in the 1500s, and some of them are just weird. So we went through the litany and pulled some of the oddest titles we could find, along with a few others. Take Tower of Ivory, for example. What in the world does that mean? And what does ivory or towers have to do with the Mother of God? Actually, this one makes sense if you look into it, because ivory has long been used as a symbol of peace, and ancient folk used to line their palaces with ivory to showcase their wealth. So Mary, as the Tower of Ivory, reaches to the heavens as a sign of peace, her wealth and grace coming from her union with God. Well, that's the first of 8 strange titles for Mary that don't seem to make sense, but actually do, that we'll be looking at today. Stick around. Our Lady Undoer of Knots. This devotion is more than 300 years old and was originally inspired by a knot. Knot. Hashtag dad joke. It was actually inspired by a meditation of Saint Irenaeus in the late 100s. He'd said that Eve, by her disobedience, tied the knot of disgrace for the human race, whereas Mary, by her obedience, undid it. Hence, undoer of knots, the knots of sin, discord, violence, and all the knots of our lives. Tower of David. Another tower. Well, the actual Tower of David was built during the reign of King David near Mount Zion, and it was used for the defense of the city of Jerusalem. It was decorated with shields and armor, and it was a symbol of strength and beauty for the ancient world. The tower is used to symbolize Mary because of her beauty and the strength with which she both protected her son and now the church. Mirror of Justice. A mirror reflects an image, right? Right. That's an obvious question. Jesus came to justify all of us, and Mary, as the mother of Jesus, is a flawless reflection of her son. One of my favorite titles is Mystical Rose. Well, actually, it's Iris's favorite. She wrote this. Not only has she shown that roses are her favorite flower in Guadalupe, Lourdes, and a few other places I don't care to pronounce right now, but the rose itself can be used to symbolize her. Cardinal Newman wrote, "Mary is the most beautiful flower ever seen in the spiritual world, and it is by the grace of God that the flowers of holiness and glory spring up in this very dark world. The rose has long been considered the queen of all the flowers, and Mary, obviously, is the queen of all." Saint Bernard of Clairvaux wrote that while Eve was a thorn who brought pain and death to the world, Mary is a rose that soothes all hurts, returning the destiny of salvation to everyone. Star of the Sea, or Stella Maris in Latin. Polaris, the North Star, has been used for navigation at sea since the beginning of time, and this title of Mary honors the fact that she is a guiding star and a beacon of hope for Christians. This title, though, is based on a transcription error, believe it or not, even though it makes sense, which is ironic because she who is without sin has a title that is a mistake. In Judeo-Aramaic, the language of Jesus and his earthly family, Mary's name was Mariam, with mar meaning drop and yam meaning sea, or Thanksgiving side dish. St. Jerome adopted this and translated it into Latin, Stilla Maris, a drop of the sea. At some point after that, a copyist wrote it as Stella Maris, and the title became Star of the Sea. Seat of Wisdom. I get wisdom, but seat? Well, wisdom became incarnate in Jesus, who she carried and raised. Not only this, but she too possessed and practiced true wisdom all of her life. And last but not least for now, Mary, House of Gold. We can see immediately why she is called a house, since she was a house preserved to receive God for himself, and sheltered God for 9 months in her womb. And like gold, Mary is precious, strong, and beautiful. And through the privilege of her immaculate conception, she was completely pure like refined gold. Check out the link below for a great detailed article regarding this one. I think it's pretty neat. That's all the time we have for now, folks. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Cathlist. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below and subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this. Click here to learn more about Ave Maria Radio, and click here to learn more about the young adult outreach I direct. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. God bless. Actually faster than it should be. Well, I wouldn't want to do that. I want to talk out of my full mouth. The BVM. We're tight.
Katie hit the mic.
How do you like that, Scott? Huh? How's that sound? You like that?
Great.
Yeah. A list of petitions to Mary written in the 1650s.
What?
It was.
Okay, you can start with this paragraph.
For some reason, right now there is a glare right here. Oh. Right, right on the side there.
Okay. Light or disobedience.
I know, I'm like Ron Burgundy. You realize I read anything that's on the...
It was actually, to say.
In Guadalupe, Lourdes, La Salette, Pontman.
Okay. La Salette.
Not only has she shown, not only has she so, sorry. Okay. Wisdom became incarnate in Jesus, who was carried and raised. Who she carried in it. Yeah. He was carried and he was raised. I mean, it's like one sentence. I should get this. Seat of wisdom.